everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good day, wherever you are. This is Moji Taiwo, the host of the Immigrant Experience show, coming to you from Calgary. I'm also the author of I Give Because I Am Blessed and Blessed Because I Give, a chronicle of an immigrant's journey. On today's Immigrant Experience episode, we're very happy to have Dr. Bolu Oluwadede with us. Dr. Oluwadede is also one of our sponsors of this show, so we're very grateful for your generosity. Among others, we also have Dixon, Hussein, and a few others who are sponsoring us, who are supporting us. Please endeavor to join us and register to be our member as well. So today we have Dr. Bolu Oluwadele. Dr. Bolu Oluwadele is an author, writer, chartered accountant, policy analyst, fraud examiner, management consultant, newspaper columnist, member, advisory board, ACFE, fellow Institute of Polarities of Democracy, and fellow IIAS. I will ask what IIAS is later on. But for now, Dr. Oluwadele holds a master's and doctorate degrees in public policy and administration from Walden University and a master's degree in corporate governance from Leeds Beckett University. And he is a certified fraud examiner in financial forensics and fraud investigation. Boy, you are busy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dr. Oluwadele is the principal consultant of Lebroma Consulting, Inc., which is a business and accounting firm that you run.
Engineering, policy, research, and training.
And training. Good. And is a former financial controller of Get Assist Calgary, former principal owner, Rivet Accounting Nigeria, principal.
Rivet Accounting is Calgary.
It's Calgary here too. My brother is very busy. Principal consultant at Bolco Consulting, Nigeria. Okay. And managing partner, Bolu Oluwadele and Co, a chartered accountants company in Nigeria.
Close shop now.
It's close, okay. That's why I said it was former.
Yeah.
Right. So, but before we delve into our conversation today, I would like to provide our viewers a little tidbit about Canada. There are large urban centers within a population of 100,000 or more population in Canada. And these urban centers accounted for most of Canada's population growth, which was plus 5.2% from 2016 to 2021, according to Statistics Canada. So, Dr. Oluwadele, I mentioned earlier on that you are an author and you've authored these two books, which are very dear to most of us. One of them is The Thoughts of a Village Boy. What is the thought of a village boy in a nutshell?
Thought of a village boy is actually compilation of those areas that I've tried to write something about: policy, politics, business, and general social issue.
Okay. And you also recently released this book. It's called My Quest for Nigeria's Rebirth. What is that?
Yeah, the way Nigeria is today is not so good. It's not so encouraging. And I sat down and felt that, look, Nigeria ideally should be the home of a black man. That if you can fix Nigeria, there's every likelihood we fix Africa. And when we fix Africa, we can fix black man everywhere. That is the spirit behind that my quest for Nigeria rebirth. That we need a complete reorientation. We need to change the way we are doing things. We have to have a complete rebirth, like being born again, as Christians will say, so that we start, the burden that the nature carry, for black man, so that we begin to realize that, be conscious of that burden, and do everything possible to discharge burden, affect that burden effectively.
As much as you are passionate about Nigeria, I also know that you are passionate about Canada. And you've written also some materials, some articles in relations to the affairs of visible minorities in Canada as well. Can you just reference one or two of articles that you've written and where you sent these articles?
Yeah, I wrote about 2 or 3 articles I sent to Kadri Herad. For some reason, they did not publish them, so I had to send it to back to my contacts in Nigeria. That was the one the Minister Madu had an issue. I wrote about that. And there was this issue about PISA challenge in one of the schools.
Our kids in high
In
school.
high school. Then I was in that environment that same day, but I had left before the issue started. So, and again, my study for my doctoral degree was about diversity management in the workplace here, and it kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things. So, there's this disconnect which between the black community and the people and the host community. It's like many think that an average black person here is a refugee, which is not true. Many of us are actually economic immigrants and highly read. And somebody has asked me before, "Do you speak English?" And I said, "What?"
Can you hold that thought? You did make reference that there is assumption about black people when the mainstream Canadian sees black people, they assume that they are refugees,
Yeah,
whereas there are some, and I've talked about this before on this show, where there are refugees, there are student immigrants, there is work immigrants, there is special skills immigrant, and you just mentioned economic immigrant. Can you, so I'm going to go back
okay.
and ask about your journey your journey into Canada as an immigrant. When did you
I,
decide to come to Canada?
Actually, it was kind of, I call it an accident of history. I was actually doing a business with a company in Laval, Montreal. They are the maker of Dynacom accounting software. There's a long story behind that. So I went. I was coming for some training, technical training, and I think it was the second training I came. So I decided to visit my friend, a family friend in Calgary here.
Also, you came on a training to Canada, business training.
Business trip
Okay, to
yeah,
Canada.
because they were designing when they decided accounting software. The first training I went, I discovered that most of the programmers and the analysts they knew nothing about accounting, little or nothing about accounting. So I was asking them some questions. I mean, then they look at me, okay, it's like we are doing this, we don't even know what the accountant wants. And I was the only accountant person in the room. So because of that, 3 months later, they invited me for another training
At Laval,
at Laval,
Quebec.
Quebec.
Okay.
So and now when I came, I decided to okay, let me use that one to also do a mini vacation. That was how I flew to Calgary. I must admit I didn't know that the distance was that much because it was
Okay.
been like visiting a friend.
So
You
you
travel
thought
to Ibadan and that very
you
Lagos.
thought you're already in Quebec, you might as well walk to Calgary.
Exactly.
Yes,
Then
and
I
you ended up not
flying for
walking
hours.
the
So and we were just there. The guy now said, "Hey, Daddy, that's what they called me. Why don't you bring your family here?" I said, "At which age?" That was the question. I said, "No." They said, "It's okay. Don't."
What year was this?
That should be 2009.
Oh,
So
2009.
and I
Okay.
said, no. I'm too old for that. That I was already planning retirement. That how I was preparing myself that when I retire from my firm, I will just concentrate in teaching. I
Okay.
love teaching. I love training. So that no, you should forget about that. It's okay. Let's just even check whether you are even
Qualify.
qualified. Eligibility. That is what he used to trap me. I would say. So he brought out his computer. We did it. I think I scored about 92 or 93%. So you are eminently qualified. That's for skilled workers.
Yes.
So now printed out the form that I should fill, and if I don't mind, I can make him a representative.
Yeah.
So why not? So that's how the journey started. So I said, look, this I'm not too much interested, but because it was a younger person to me, I respect the opinion that I will do it.
So you are actually lured into immigrating to
Exactly.
Canada.
So, and incidentally, when I got back to Nigeria from that trip and I narrated what happened to my wife, it was the same statement I said that she said. So at what
At
age?
what age?
I said, well, look, here is the thing. Let us just do it. If it works, fine. If it
And if it
doesn't work,
doesn't work, you have nothing to lose.
I have nothing to lose. We just, and I say, please keep it to ourselves. We didn't even discuss with the children. I was just doing my thing. And
Again, this is contrary to popular belief that every immigrant needs something or is running away from something.
I had a firm. At that time, we had about 8 employees. But 3 of them are professionals, so I wasn't doing badly. So,
So when you came, what was some of as an an established business person in your profession in Nigeria and already planning for retirement? What were some of the challenges faced when you got here?
the first thing I went to CGA, as was then known before that was a legacy before the accounting bodies match, and they did evaluation, what they call evaluation. And
What is CGA for our viewers?
that was satisfied general
Accountant
So,
body, right?
yeah. So now they now asked me to write about 13 or 14 papers, and I asked them, look, I'm over 20 years post certification in my country. Why are you treating me as somebody who is just coming from high school? I tried to protest. They say no because they didn't have an MOU with Nigeria that was something they can do. I said, it seems I'm going to forget about this account. So I spoke with the other friends that said, okay, why not approach CA? That's chartered accountants. So those one, especially since you are in practice, they were more people in practice. I approached them. They said, okay, I should bring my resume. I explained to them. They said, okay, if I can get letter from the firm that I practice, because usually before you can get a license, you must have articulation of at least 30 months
Okay.
in another auditing firm, which I did. So
Okay.
I called one of the partners, which I still had contact with, so that I was able to get that paper. Then I also got a confirmation from my Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria that I'm still a member, active member. So I got all those ones, so I filed my documents. It's okay. They had Module 5 exam that they were exempting from 2 of the modules. I should start from Module 3. I did Module 3, pass. I did Module 4. I got stuck at some point. Then the new program came in, which they matched to CPA.
Okay, certified professional accountant.
So then I said, look, I'm not doing this again. Then they kept calling me.
Okay.
They kept calling me that this. I said, I'm no longer. I don't want to be a accountant again. And I'm tired. That you people don't respect all I've done. So after that, I now went to do Institute of Internal Auditor.
Okay, in US.
For some month I passed. So at that moment, I was already getting tired with accounting. Though I would say that feeling also started in Nigeria, because at a point I felt that I've seen everything that needed to be seen.
You needed a new challenge.
Actually, that was why I went to UK to study corporate governance.
Okay.
I had the choice to do advanced accounting then, but I chose to do corporate governance. So, but all those ones were just like, for private sector. So I started thinking that, okay, I should go into administration. Of course, I've had a lot of experience in Nigeria in terms of administration. I've been training people for a long time.
So for you being stuck at that module 4, and then they changed the program, the qualification program, it actually propel you to pursue what you had been thinking about before.
Yes. I'm done with this. Because again, I look at certain things. Even if I continue, I could have continued. I have been, in Nigeria, I have been part of exam. I've been an examiner for our institute for over a decade.
Now you are a student.
And I'm not a student. Somebody is just treating me that as I've had a lot of this. Now, if I go through this process and I qualify, I will now be started with at the entry point.
Yeah.
At the time I was supposed to be
retiring.
And I look at the number of accounts that I've even trained myself.
Mm-hmm.
So no. This is not what I should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
At that moment, I said, look, which one of the things that my friend used to convince me that do this for your children.
Mm-hmm.
That okay, my focus here now is like how to develop my children.
Okay.
So that they are
Yeah,
coming here
because
will not be a waste.
you didn't come alone.
I didn't
Your
come
wife came with
I came
you,
with my
and you
wife.
came with 3 children.
I came with 3 boys.
Mm-hmm.
So at the initial stage also, I planned that okay, I was going to be doing, since I still have my firm, I wanted to sell it. So I called my staff, we had a meeting, they said no, I should not sell it, we are going to manage. Unfortunately, they didn't keep that promise. There's another big story in this entirety. So I initially planned that I was going to be spending 3 months here and 3 months in Nigeria. But I sat down and I said, look, hey, these are 3 boys in a new land with my wife. Me, with cultural challenge. Look, I don't want this
New
to kill my wife.
new schools,
New
orientation. Yes.
If you get to a point, she may not be able to cope with them. That look, I told me in Yoruba philosophy that look, we war because of children.
Yes.
If I go back to Nigeria, I make all the money, and I come back home, my home is scattered, that it's not worth it.
Yes.
I have to
Say.
stay back. And
so you swallow your pride in order to stay with the kids.
Stay with the kids. So, and of course, here it is easy for women to get something doing.
Yes.
Maybe my wife got something doing in the area of nursing and everything.
Nursing, yes.
So then I became almost the sit at home dad.
Yeah.
When I started, because again I had this challenge that I've not been employed for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The first
because you've been self-employed all this while.
So how would I feel in an employment place? It was a bit odd. So in the process, somebody spoke to me about this self-employment program, sponsored by government. So I went to that self-employment program. I attended it, and I learned a bit about how this are done in Canada.
Yes.
So most of the things they were saying, because I've been a business consultant for a long time, so there are things that are very
similar
to me. It's the cultural aspect that I have to learn.
Okay.
So in the process again, I also went to learn taxes,
their Canadian tax structure.
Yes, I went to H&R block.
Okay.
Training.
Okay.
Evening training for about 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
I also went to go and to further that. I went to University of Leverage.
Okay. You didn't about yes. So basically, you were kind of building on what you already had, but at the same time exploring other possibilities and opportunities while you are a stay-at-home dad.
Yes, so I now set up the Rivet Accounting, and to my surprise, there are some businesses, some job I went to do. They set up their especially accounting software, and I will go there and say, look, this is the wrong setup. I will help them clean some of them.
Okay.
But the next question they'll be asking me, do you have Canadian certification?
Oh.
I said, what? The guy that did this thing, he has CP or CE or whatever. He did the wrong thing. Yeah. I came here, I show you, I proved you that.
And I cleaned it up for you. And I have certification.
And the whole thing was so tiring. So the discrimination was so visible. But then I was not going to give up. I started asking myself, what next will I do? Yes. So eventually I picked up a job, but I told the guy I don't want to be an accountant, I want to be an administrator. Okay. So it was a startup kind of. So I did that, and I do the employee handbook and everything. But gradually, because the guy knew my accounting background and everything, you were drawn into accounting. So after the first year audit and all that, which I kind of I did with the auditors. The auditors again, they were asking some questions, and at the point I had to sit them and say, look, the way you are going, you spend too much time. So you were more or less indirectly training the auditors that came to. This is my terrain. Okay. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And in fairness to the guy, I think the guy is from Asia. He listened to me.
Okay.
He listened to me. If I went to tell his partner, oh, Bolu is fantastic and stuff like that. So they were able to. Was able to assist them.
Mm-hmm.
So they were able to do that thing very well. It got to a point in time I just went to the CEO. I said, look, I am done here.
Mm. So you also have to be bold. You have to know your worth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I told them I'm done here,
Yeah.
and I want to see. You want to leave us? I said, well, I think I've no longer seen my relevance. I want to go and do something more meaningful for myself.
Yes.
So we even agreed for some time. He even gave me some bit of consultancy,
Okay.
which I did for a while until they brought another controller, and that was when I saw that I was going to be the kind of conflict.
Okay.
I volunteered to leave.
To leave.
So
again, sometimes you have to be bold enough to not only recognize your worth, but to be able to walk away and say that I deserve more.
Yeah, that's what I did. So and that's okay. What next? Like, okay, I discovered something. I reflected back on, the impact of government or even on business, because there are a lot of times we have conflict with business. Okay, let me go and study something about public. So that's why I choose to do
Public policy.
And
Okay.
again, because they also had a bit of administration in it, public policy and administration. So I look around, and that's how I made the choice of wording.
Okay.
So again, because of that, when I was doing that, I was able to revive my writing skill. I've been writing for a long time. There was a time that I stopped writing. I was focusing on training and all that. So I was able to pick my writing mojo.
Okay.
During that period. Because embodied that was.
So the obstacles of certification actually open doors for all the hidden interest and passion and talent that you've had before.
Yeah, I will readily admit to that. I will readily admit to that. So that's how I bought the thought of a village boy, and my quest from Nigeria, the bat also, and another one is pipeline. I will keep that one. Very soon, that one will also come out.
Okay. So you're also on YouTube channel. You're also on YouTube. What do you do on YouTube? Like,
okay, now when the Thoughts of a Village Boy came out, a lot of questions were asking me, why do you call yourself a village boy? Why do you do this thing? In the process, some young people reached out to me.
Okay. You see, that's where my next question was going to tap into to that. But carry on.
So because of that, this inspiration now came to me, and I started what we call the Village Boy Academy.
Okay.
So the initial concept was, okay, I was going to use that platform to teach people, how to become writer, to become authors. Then I wrote an article, business article, why business fail. And after that article, it was published in Nigeria, 2 newspapers published in Nigeria. One of the editors reached out to me, said, look, then I was in Mr. Oluwadede, this thing you wrote, they are so very fundamental. But don't you think a lot of business people, small business, they don't know this, they don't understand this.
Even self-employed people, small business, medium size.
They don't understand it, and many of them could not afford consultants. So
this is okay.
How do they implement this you are talking about? I said, well, part of the thing I'm doing, writing those things,
is to teach.
To draw their attention to it. But after that conversation, I asked myself, hey, come to think of it, how many of these people will sit down
to read all that? That's right.
About business. And based on all my experiences in business world, I used to have a boss who used to call me when we are talking, say, Oluwadede, you are not an accountant. You are a business accountant. You are a business accountant. And that challenged me to always look, pay more attention how to run business better. So it's okay. That's why it's okay. Let me go YouTube and start talking about business.
And the other thing that I noticed from you being on YouTube talking about it is, aside from many business people will not pick up the article to read it, some business people are not diverse in education to dissect or discern what you wrote. But
Yeah.
when they hear it, when people hear and watch, they retain more.
Yeah, they retain more
Do
better.
you think so?
I think so, but I had this challenge when I wanted to start, and I had to reach out to a lot of my friends. I said, "Hey, I am a professional accountant. I understand these things. I also understand business from my experience as a consultant. But I want to speak to business owners who are not accountants,
Yes.
who doesn't understand this technicality of accounting.
Okay.
Then I still have my community. Accounting is still my constituency. Even when I'm not doing it here, I'm doing it everywhere. Even most people, when you ask people who know me, 80% of them will still refer to me as an accountant. So how do I was asking them, how do I now balance this interest that I speak to this thing without demeaning the profession
Okay.
and yet communicating to those who need them
In the language that they
in
will
the language I
understand.
will understand. So the job of simplifying my message to meet the needs of an average business owner, it was a very brilliant job.
Okay.
So, and when I did I shared some testimony to them. They said, "This is okay." That, oh, some of them say, oh, "I learned a lot. I didn't even understand. I didn't know this is how this is." I said, "Okay, do you think this is a good idea?" They say, "It is." So that also kind of motivates me to continue to do it, doing it gradually and pick some issue of interest. Sometimes when I do some, they reach out to me, they ask questions.
Yes.
The questions they ask
Leads
provide me to do
to
what I should
okay.
talk next. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how are the boys? How are your sons now? They were little when you came to Canada.
Yeah.
What do you think they are learning from you as their dad, having to rebuild?
Well, I think it is them that answer that question very much. But I think one of them told me recently that what he has learned from me is that to always stand his ground. And for days I was thinking about those words. So the first one graduated in engineering the same month I graduated as
With
my
your
PhD.
PhD.
So we have
Okay.
two graduates
Yes,
in the
we
home
know
last
right
December.
December. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, then the other one is he did a short course in medical equipment and is preparing to go to the university now.
Okay.
Then the other one, the last one, the baby of the house, is in grade 11.
Okay. So look at that journey. While you are rebuilding yours, your wife is holding steady on the job front and home front,
Yeah.
but the kids are also coming to their own, and all that example that you're setting for them. And you said what they've learned is to always stand their grounds. When they are sure of themselves, when they know what they want, then they can amount to anything they want.
Yeah.
To round this up, what core message will you provide to people who come like you are, not young, because previous episodes of the Immigrant Experience show are focused on maybe younger, middle-aged people. Because we still have people who are coming, immigrating to Canada at your age or level, but are struggling. What
Yeah.
can you say to
They
them?
are struggling. I won't consider myself part of that people that are struggling because I'm still far away from where I'm supposed to be. So the truth is like when you come at my age, at the age I came, you are making a huge sacrifice. And because the way this place is wired, uh, to for the women get by faster
Because they
than
are more flexible.
they are more flexible and they pick more information faster
Faster.
than men. Because I'm a scholar, I try to observe things. When we first came, I noticed like when my wife meets another woman, you see them talking, hugging themselves in the store, strangers.
Stranger, and you say,
But you as a man,
you're standing there still
even when
waiting.
you see your other man, you want to try to greet them, some of them remove their eyes. And you see, men will operate in silos,
Mm.
and that affect us. We don't
Okay.
have the information that could help us to launch into the society.
Okay.
So for somebody of my age or the age when I came, what I would advise, like, if it is possible, don't come. But if you have to come, be ready for whatever challenges you face. One of the things that worked for me, because I've always been involved in something academic reading. I was an examiner with ICANN, with some organization. I was a trainer. So reading and writing has been part of my thing. If I don't have those extra skills,
To fall back on.
it will be
Very
difficult
difficult.
for me.
Okay. Okay.
And at the age I was doing this, not everybody that can do it. Yeah, at the time I was almost not going to do it because I was asking myself, why do I want to go to PhD? Go for PhD. When will I finish? What would I do with it? Then I asked myself, okay, if I don't do it now, in 4 years' time,
You will have
if I want to
regrets.
do it again, my age would have increased.
That's right.
Will I not regret not doing it?
So it's better to move forward rather than having regrets.
And then again, because want to know, also we have to know that people of my age, where we have a lot of broken home and divorce among black communities, it's one of these reasons. When we emigrate here, and the burden, the financial burden, is being borne only by the woman, it has created a lot of dysfunction in many homes, in many families.
And actually, it's not only in the Nigerian family or black community. It's universal in immigrant community of people who came at a later age.
At a later, so if you don't have a very strong foundation, family foundation, and it's not compulsory that you should come, don't come.
Okay.
And if you come, unless you are not mindful, there are people who do all sorts of things, though they are not happy with it, but they don't have a choice because the bills will not pay itself, as they will say here.
Yes.
So it is tough. I must confess, for people our age who have been there, well established, and all that, to come here is very, very tough for us.
Yeah.
But again, I know a lot of people like me have taken this mindset. I am making this sacrifice
For my family.
But then, if you are going to do that, you have to also be there for them.
Yes. You can't just drop them and go.
You can't just drop them and go. You have to stay with them. You have to bear the shame for them. You have to. There are a lot of things which we cannot speak outside that we have to bear.
Yes.
For this is for our children
to grow.
And of course, even then, we will see have conflict with the children because there are things you are raised in one way. And when they are telling them at school, they are different.
The cultural conflict.
The cultural conflict will occur. But if you, by the grace of God, is able to weather through that storm, then you get a point that will stabilize.
Yes. Yes.
So, but to get to that stable point is tough.
Yes. Yes.
And again, if you are lucky, I will say word lucky here. You have a good wife, you can survive it.
Yes.
I am blessed with a good woman.
Yes.
That is why I'm able to survive it.
Excellent.
If I'm not blessed with a good woman, it will be tough.
Yes. Yes.
It will be tough. So anybody that is of age that is coming, first put your house in order. Be ready for whatever challenges come your way. Try not to run away from your home, from your family.
Yes. Also, I think you have to have a cultural reorientation.
Yes, that is also very important because this idea of we don't what many of our men do. The pride, that the ego that I'm the one when we are two, I'm the one paying all the bills. I deserve my respect. I can't do anything at home. I can't do this. I can't help. When you are here,
it becomes a family matter.
Family matter. You have to help each other.
Yeah.
You can't expect your wife to be working, making all the money, and also you sit at home doing nothing and not helping her the way you can help.
And
So,
help with the kids.
help with the kids. Of course, I mean, driving, games, and all those,
Yeah.
especially at the high school. If they like sport, it's a whole lot of
For
work.
work, yeah.
You
Yeah.
went to many places.
Yes. Yeah.
So that is it. The challenge is there. There are few that are lucky because the
Yeah.
story is not also the same for
If
everyone.
ever. Yes.
But when you look at the percentage of those who just came at our age and just click it, they're very few.
Yes, yes. So we are happy that you have turned the bulk of the challenges into pursuing your passion. So we're going to end it there today. And I thank you very, very much, Dr. Bolu Oluwadele, for joining us. We appreciate your support in kind and in person, and your personal support for me, because I would like our viewers to know that you are one of my backbones in the back that's encouraging me to pursue this show and every other thing that I'm doing. So for this edition of the Immigrant Experience show, we want to thank you, our viewers, for watching, for supporting us. Don't forget to subscribe, and we're also taking registration for membership. So if you go to Diversity Plus YouTube channel, you can register there to be one of our members. My name is Moji Taiwo. I'm the host of the Immigrant Experience show and the author of I Give Because I'm Blessed Because I Give, a chronicle of an immigrant's journey. Until next time, we say thank you.